Alright, hello everyone. This is the second video that I'm making. Um yeah guys, I'm like I said, I'm gonna keep it rolling. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Um Today was very interesting. I think we're gonna be rolling with risk management. That's gonna be the biggest problem for me right now. And I'm just gonna try and talk it out. And like I said, I'm making these videos to try to be held accountable, because I want you as a viewer to watch this and experience the same shit, because we're all in the same boat. We all have gone through the same exact shit. Like, I'll show you, all these accounts were blown. All of them. I can go in my account history. This is the only eval that I passed. I passed it a while ago. Um, and yeah, it's gone. So, like I said, I'm doing this just to show you the truth behind this and show that there was growth. And yeah, this is real deal. Like this, I'm not making this shit up. This is my money. So I'm gonna break down with you guys today what I did, why I did it, and kind of talk it out, see what I can do better. Okay, so we're on the daily time frame. For context, I will always have on the left NASDAQ and on the right ES. You can see it in the little watermark in the back. So before I go into this, I always mark out my highs and my lows with teal, just so I can know what the highest price is. So right here, marked out all-time highs, all-time highs. Then I scale down to my 4-hour. Marked out more important draws on liquidity, like this gap right here, this 4-hour fair value gap. I just wanted to mark out other draws on liquidity. We ended up taking both of them out. So in hindsight, that was good that we did that. Same with ES. I did the same exact shit. I'll go on my 4-hour here for you. Same exact shit. 4-hour fair value gap. 4-hour for Valley Gap. What happens? We fucking take out both. So shit's legit. Let's go to the 1-hour. Same shit, just marking out high time frame draws and liquidity. I stuck with the 4-hour. The gap's still about the same on both pairs. Same with ES. I'm not even gonna show you. Then I go down to my 15-minute. Let's do that for both. And that's when I actually am starting to take these trades, and I'll break down what I did today. For context, let me get rid of this. Blue lines are London highs and London lows. Red lines are Asian highs and Asian lows. Same with ES, same shit applies. We got London highs, London lows, Asian highs, Asian lows, and these black lines are always going to be labeled for our hourly draws and liquidity. So I put those on there. Okay, so going into market, I was very bullish. We tapped into this opening gap from the previous week, or previous month now. That's crazy. Yeah, October. It's November now. Sweet. Anyways, that gap, that was a big draw on liquidity for me, because all of October we just rallied higher, and then towards the tail end of October you can see it just fucking shit the bed, and I got destroyed, and I know a lot of you guys did too. But yeah, this is what I was targeting. We were already around this range. We took out both of these lows, and I was pretty convinced we are going to go lower, and we did. Once I see we tapped into here in, what session was it? It was London session. I was quite confident that we're going to make a little bit of a leg up during that 8 a.m. to like 12 p.m. range that I usually trade. And you see that's exactly what we did. So my strategy is I harvest volatility. So I'm trying to trade that London session, New York session open, that little overlap in between. So that's where most volatility takes place. And you can see these candles. I mean, shit, that fucking, how many points is that just for one candle? That's what I bank off of. So yeah, we tapped into this big gap here on NQ. Same thing with ES. Actually, we are way beyond on ES. I completely take that back. On ES, we didn't. We went all the way through it, and on NQ, we just tapped into it. So that's an SMT because one pair did something and the other pair didn't. That's bullish confluence for me. It's a bullish SMT. So I have that confluence, and I also have the confluence that in pre-market we swept Asian lows on NQ. We see it take out slow red line, like I said. We take Asian lows out, tap into here, starting making our legs up. Let me take a look what news was for today as well. News was bearish on the day. I guess you could try to be taking shorts later in the session, but I knew that I was going to trade from that little sweet spot from like 8 o'clock to like 12 area. So I knew we were going to rally a little bit higher, and that's what was intended. So let's get deeper into my actual entry and what made me enter the market. So originally I did see that we swept this out on the 15-minute. So I scaled down to the 5. Oh, that's on ES. Scale down to the 5. And what did I see? Alrighty. Let's break it down here. Okay. So this is where I fucked up, and I'll be honest. So this little tiny baby 5-minute inverse fair value gap that took place, I entered right about here, right? Let me scale down to the 1 minute just so you can see this better. So I use, on my strategy, I use a 5-minute confluence. I use a high time frame confluence to know the direction that I want to go. I use a 5-minute continuation confluence, a 5-minute retracement confluence, and then a 1-minute confirmation. So this little fair value gap, that's a 5-minute confluence. And what do we get? We get a 1-minute confirmation that we are going to go in the opposite direction. Because how fair value gaps usually work is they tap into that price range and continue in the trend, but we break that trend and continue to go higher. So what I originally did, right, was enter as soon as this candle closed, right here, as soon as this candle closed, and I was like, okay, shit, we got a 5-minute inverse fair value gap, 1-minute confirmation, I'm good to go, bang. What am I going to do? I'm going to target my higher time frame jaws and liquidity like this hourly fair value gap up here. So I went 2 contracts in on NQ because, like I said, I'm on a fucking eval, man, and this shit's not real. So I gotta take my profits. But that was a mistake because this 1 to 2.3 trade, this stop loss right here, right there, how much did that lose me? Let's take a look. Need this to get out of my way. Here we go. How much did that? I lost $1,190 from that small of a stop loss. That's crazy. And this is what this video is all about. It's about risk management. Because if I were to go less contract size, right? And instead, my entry was same spot, right? But my stop loss is all the way at the bottom of this candle. This trade would have hit. Right? This would have hit. But because when you go in higher contract sizes, yes, you can make more money, but also you can get stopped out easier because you're leveraging more. And you have a minimum threshold of how much you can lose, and that's $3,000. So seeing $1,000 lose on your screen when your stop loss is that fucking big, you're like, dude, I can't make this any bigger because if I did make it this big, this is like a $5,000 stop loss. My account's blown in one trade. You know what I mean? So this is why I'm talking to you, because in order to be consistent, you can't over leverage your account. And I know it sucks and you just want to get your accounts passed like that, and you can, don't get me wrong. Like, you can get lucky sometimes and have a really small stop loss and go really high contracts and scalp and just happen to not go into drawdown. But the harsh reality is that's not a sustainable thing to do. It's not sustainable because one trade and you're in the fucking gutter. You know what I mean? So in hindsight, looking at what I did, that was the trade I took. I took this trade. This exact trade. What happens? I get stopped out right here. And then it reverses and it goes higher. So, I think you already saw my P&L for the day. I did lose this much in the get-go, but then I made $1,000 profit afterwards because I was like, okay. And usually I only want to trade once a day, so I kind of broke my rules there a little bit, but this is why I'm having these conversations with you, because I'm working this shit out. I'm talking about it, so I know what to do next time. I'm not going to go more than one contract on NQ. I just can't afford it. So that's the first thing. Second thing, if I lose a trade, I'm done for the day because I cannot over leverage my accounts anymore. I can't do it. I'm sick of taking multiple trades and then feeling shitty after. So although I got stopped out here doing high contract size, my trade did hit. So after I immediately got stopped out right there, I entered again right there. I entered right there and I put my stop loss right there. And I went one contract this time, targeted this fair value gap. Trade ended up hitting. I made $1,000 profit. So you might be asking yourself, why the fuck would I enter again after I just lost that much money? You're not wrong. It's a valid point. But we did tap into this 1 minute fair value gap. If you could see this little box right here, this is a 1 minute fair value gap. What do? We tap in here. We get a bullish change of state into delivery. We get a break of structure out of this. That's all the confluence I need because we already have a 5 minute inverse fair value gap. We already swept Asian lows. We already tapped into this gap. That's bullish on bullish on bullish on bullish. So what am I going to do? I'm going to target a high time frame draw on the liquidity, and that was this hourly fair value gap up here, and I ended up doing pretty well. Now I'm going to be honest with you. After taking that trade, I was negative $123. And that didn't sit right with me because I felt like shit. Like that was the move up I wanted to take from the get-go. Like I was in that trade from the first place. Maybe it'll go higher. Maybe I can get a little bit more out of this. That's where I fucked up. I took 3 trades today, which is a big no-no, and I shouldn't have done that. That was stupid of me. And I'll show you because I took another trade on ES, and I lost that. And then that actually made me lose $400 on the day. So although from the beginning we were down almost $1,200, we ended up only losing $400 on the day, which isn't terrible, but still it just goes to show that you can't be over leveraging your account and over trading. So I hope this serves as a reminder for you and a reminder for me to follow your risk management plan and follow your strategies. And I'm going to go into ES now and show you why I took that third trade. Because that second trade is this second trade is the same exact trade as the first one. It's the same shit. Literally is the same trade. That's what I wanted to do in the first place. So I'm going to pat myself on the back there because I'm not really going against anything that I wanted to do. All right, so let's break this down. ES, here we are. What are we on? We are on the 5 minute. Okay, same thing. High time frame confluences. We have this 5 minute fair value gap. We have this 5 minute fair value gap. Let's go down to the 1 minute. How do we respond to that 5 minute fair value gap? Well, let me tell you. This fair value gap, this 5 minute one, what do? We tap into it and we start going higher. Okay, that's bullish, right? What do we do here? Another 5 minute fair value gap. On the 1 minute, we tap into it and start rallying higher. I entered right here because we already tapped into this 5 minute, went higher. We already tapped to this 5 minute and we started going higher. I was like, okay, like that's it. I already longed on NQ for the day and I just made $1,000 profit because we were longing at that time of this entry. We were right about there, and we made it inverse fair value gap because we closed through this. Something in shit. All right, it's going to go even higher now because we made another inverse fair value gap on a high time frame, hourly fair value gap. We made it inverse. So, and we're respecting bullish order flow. So I was like, okay, we're definitely going to go higher. And I was not wrong. I think it was 3 contracts. How many contracts? Only one. Okay. Only one contract on ES. Going one contract on ES means I can have a little bit more of a stop loss to play with because it's not that much I'm losing. I think, how much was that I lost? $275 that I lost on that trade. It did end up hitting. If I drag this all the way over. Slide this, it actually wasn't this high. It was like right about like here. It was like right about there. It did end up hitting. It just was really messy, and I probably shouldn't have taken it in the first place. I should have just cut my losses for the day on NQ after taking that profitable trade. Went 1 for 1. I should have just stopped. And it was stupid because if I were to drag the stop loss a little bit bigger, I actually probably would have made even more money on the day, but it's just stupid. Like I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't be trading on ES. There's no point. I was down $123. That's literally nothing. I should have went one contract on NQ for the day, made this trade, that original entry that I wanted to have, which was right here, right? That original entry that I wanted to have, and instead of having my stop loss right here, I had my stop loss around there. And that was the trade. That's what I wanted to have. And that wasn't possible because I had too many contracts. And you can argue in the comments and say, yeah, it's on your eval, like you should be passing your eval in 2 days. Right, I understand, but that's not my risk management plan, dude. Like I can't work like that. How you work and how I work are two different things. What I see in the charts might be different from what you see in the charts. There's a reason why people lose and they win on different days. There's traders that I know that didn't trade at all today when they could have made this entry all the way down here. You know what I mean? And could have taken this. And there's some people that did take that. So you just got to take into account, like, everyone's different, man. Like, we're all going to be different on how we trade. It's constantly changing. You're different and you're special compared to other traders. Each person is unique on how they approach the market. Your strategy is unique. How you think is unique. How you feel is unique. So don't beat yourself up. Just learn from your mistakes. I know it's hard, and I struggle with this. Like, you see this. Like, this isn't something that I want to do. Taking these 3 trades, having a solid trade, over-leveraged trade, and a greedy trade. You know what I mean? Like, this, out of these 3, this is the only solid one. This was, I over-leveraged. I did too much here. This was a solid trade. This right here, this is stupid. That was a greedy decision that I made that I shouldn't have. But, yeah, I just wanted to break down with you today a little bit about what I did. And I'm keeping it real, dude. Like, I know I'm not the best trader, and you can rip me a new ass, but then in a couple months when you see the life I'm living, I'll tell you that it ended up working out. So, call me stupid, call me crazy. It's fine. Say whatever you want. It's fuel to the flame. Because it's going to work out. I know what I'm capable of, and I'm doing this shit not just for me, but for you as well. Because if you might be watching this, if you're profitable or if you're unprofitable, you can at least relate to me because you've gone through these similar situations, or you're just experiencing them now and you don't know what to do. And I'm just here to show you that shit happens. I understand. I did the same exact shit as you. So we'll get after it tomorrow. Tomorrow we have no news, I believe. No, that's today. Sorry. Tomorrow we have PMI at 10. So we're gonna wait till time to trade. I mean, I'll log in just to check out what's going on. I'll kind of have an idea of where price is going. It looks like we're going lower for sure. I think we completely inversed that gap now. Yeah, we completely inversed that shit. Holy. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll take out some draws and liquidity down here. Down here. I doubt it gets that low. Yeah, we'll see though. We'll play it out, and I'll be back with a new video tomorrow. And yeah, stay with me. Follow for more if you want to hear more. But yeah, thank you for watching. I appreciate it.